Today's video is gonna be epic. Day one starts at one of Delhi's largest markets for some incredible shopping and some of the most amazing chaat we've had on this trip. Then we take a momo tour of Delhi that absolutely blows our mind. The wildly delicious momos we found are so good you have to see it to believe it. Let's get this feast started. We're starting with ramnadu. We've never had this. This is like a fried lentil ball covered in onions and green chutney, which I can tell is gonna be spicy. I can smell it. It looks so good. I'm excited. Look at that bad boy.
Something you would never hear me say in the US is that I want a lentil ball. But here, the chaat is so good, I'm not gonna pass up on the opportunity to try something new. Let's try it.
The ball itself doesn't have a ton of flavor, but when you put the onion and the green chutney on top of it, it just soaks it in and absorbs it. It takes on all those exterior flavors and it just creates this really delicious taste.
I love all the crunch from the vegetables, the spinach, cilantro, the radish, and these onions. This is really great flavor.
It's really filling, it feels like. I think if I ate very much of this that I wouldn't need to eat a whole bunch more. These are really good, but it's mainly the chutney that I'm loving. It is really, really spicy and amazing.
Look at this little beauty. This is something that we've never tried before. I've never even seen this. This is called Kachori. It is packed with so many things. I'm supposed to break it up with this and just try to get as much as I possibly can. There's a lot in here. It's probably a new surprise with every bite.
This is the type of stuff we came to India for. Just prepared on the street, beautiful, tons of vibrant ingredients. I know this is gonna be so flavorful. I'm really, really excited about this one. Wow. This is exactly what I think of when I think of classic chaat. It's got the flavors of like everything I've ever eaten all into one.
It reminds me of like combination between a bel puri and a pani puri. There's potatoes in there, delicious chutney. It's not spicy at all. Very fresh from that yogurt on top. A little bit sweet from the tamarind. This is really fun to eat. There's literally so many flavors every time you take a bite.
It is so delicious. It's refreshing. The chickpeas are nice and chewy but tender. The outside is very crunchy. And then you get that turmeric flavor that you could see the yellow on that shell earlier. The shell is so crunchy and good. All of it together just creates this perfect bite. Like, this is quintessential Indian street food here. I want more right now. This is so good. This is another incredible looking chaat here. This is Aloo Tikki chaat, and this has potato and paneer and peas, and then they fry it and top it with chutney, yogurt, pomegranate, sev. It's got so many different things going on. I can't wait to try it. So I'm starting with the side that has more of the spicy chutney and less of the sweet. Man, what we're eating here tonight is so interesting. This is so much different than the street food we've been eating anywhere else. This is absolutely incredible.
I'm looking for that spicy side that Chad was talking about. Oh, this looks good. That potato is really delicious. So crunchy on the outside, so nice and warm on the inside. The sev and the pomegranates and the onion are a really great combination together.
It's sweet, it's spicy, it's crunchy, it's creamy, it's fruity. It's got everything going for it.
The food here is just as vibrant as the place. It's amazing.
This is really, really good.
Next thing we're having is a samosa chaat. There are peas and potatoes, some fresh onions. I'm gonna get a huge bite ready. That's nice. There's a sweet element in there. I don't know what it is. It's very calming though. On top you put a little bit of something spicy. This is very interesting.
The chickpea is delicious in there. That samosa once it got broken down and got sauce poured on top of it, it's still a little crunchy, but it's more like soft and tender.
This really reminds me of a combination between a pot pie and a tortilla soup. I enjoy it. It's like a nice, warm, home-cooked meal. This is really delicious.
This one isn't my favorite though. The other two had the mint and the tamarind and the yogurt, and there are just so many layers of flavor. And so this is lacking that to me. It's still really, really good, but so far it's my least favorite thing since we got here.
The food was incredible and the shopping was too. This place has absolutely everything you could ever need or want. I easily could have spent another couple of hours here, but we have a wild momo tour to start. Chad, tell us where we're going first.
We're starting at Game of Momos, where they are known for over 50 combinations of tandoori momos. Their process is to take fried momos and toss them in one of their signature sauces. After that, they toast them over hot coals before tossing them in sauce again and plating them up. They finish it off with a generous scoop of sauce, a little bit of heavy cream, and a handful of cilantro. My mouth is watering. Let's go try our first momo of the tour. This very first one is a tandoori momo with Hyderabadi sauce. It's like a Hyderabadi chutney with some cream. It looks good. There's got to be some turmeric here because it is bright yellow. This looks good. Let's do it. Oh my gosh. That is unbelievable.
So these are our first tandoori momos here in India, and I cannot wait. It smells so good. This is amazing. It's spicy, tender meat, little crunch from the tandoori. Oh my gosh, the seasonings on here, there's so much flavor.
Spicy, creamy, crunchy, tangy. I mean, this thing is amazing. Whatever this sauce is so good. A little bit of kick in that chicken as well. And then this tandoori cooked this thing to absolute perfection.
My brain is like going wild right now. It feels like there's a party happening in my mouth. The seasonings, the flavors, this is a real like punch to your taste buds. This is so good.
I absolutely love this. This is the first momo of the tour. This is the best momo I've ever had in my life. Can we beat this? I don't know, but this is amazing. Oh my gosh.
The next thing we're having is a black belt momo. I have no idea what's inside of this, other than chicken, but let's just try it out.
Yum. So it's not as saucy as the first one, but immediately it's a little bit more spicy.
More tangy too.
The sauce itself is very tangy, kind of citrusy a little bit. It's salty. It's really good.
Kind of makes my lips pucker up a little bit. I like it.
So this one is so different. The first one had a creaminess to it that I really love. This one has more of like a punch of flavor. Like it's got this boom right in your face. It's like an explosion. The first one was so mellow and soft and delicious. This one is more crunchy, more flavorful, but I don't know which one I can pick. Which one is your favorite?
I really like the other one better. It's so good. It was just such a surprise eating that one. But I'm enjoying this. This almost has like a little bit of a tamarind flavor. Not very spicy, but it does make my lips pucker up a little bit. Like, I like it.
I feel like I taste a little bit of cardamom in there as well. And definitely some chili of some sort. The spice is really starting to build. This is a really good one. I kind of want to try like 10 more momos here, but we can't do it because we have a ton of other momos to go.
Our next stop tonight is Indie Momo. We're here to try the white chocolate momos, but first we're trying the cheese burst momo.
To make it, they roll out fresh handmade dough and stuff it with a mixture of cheese, peppers, and spices. Next, they dip it in a bright orange sauce and coat it with crushed kurkuri. After a few minutes in the fryer, they plate it, and it's time to eat this masterpiece. Just look at this incredible cheese pull. This is gonna be epic. This thing looks unbelievable. It is hot in my hand. I cannot wait to try this thing. Spicy momo sauce, cheese, fried and crunchy. Wow. Mmm. Creamy, crunchy, spicy. There's some herbs in there.
I love that this is not just packed with cheese. There's some chilies in here, lots of seasoning with the cheese. And then, oh my gosh, this crunchy, amazing stuff on the outside. Oh my goodness. Okay, I've got to get a good amount of this momo sauce. It smells so good. It tastes so good too. Everything from the seasoning they put in with the cheese to the outside, amazing, perfect crunch, to the seasoning on top. It's so good.
It's like a better version of a cheese stick, and the crunch is absolutely perfection. Mmm. Earlier, the momos we had were like perfect, more traditional with wild sauces. This is unlike anything I've ever seen, and I'm glad we found it.
Chad talked about this tasting like a cheese stick. This is so much more than that. There's so much more seasoning and flavor and texture and spice. This is really good. I would absolutely eat a whole lot more of these. I don't love cheese sticks in the US because they're just bland and simple. This is anything but that.
That fried cheese was so good, but now it's time for something a little bit more traditional. We're back to Tandoori, and this time we're having Afghani. It's covered in onion, it's covered in cilantro. This sauce looks to be incredibly creamy, and look what I have. A little bit of mint chutney. You know I'm gonna be excited about that.
These are huge and still piping hot on my fingers. Mmm. That's really good. I was nervous when I saw all of the cream because I thought it was gonna be really yogurty. This is really, really delicious cream. And the onions give it such a fresh taste.
Mmm. Wow. Mmm. So creamy. That mint chutney is delicious. The crunch of that onion is incredible. This is dynamite.
Super messy. I don't even care. The chicken on the inside is so tender and flavorful. This is delicious. I didn't know what to expect at all with these flavors, but I'm loving them.
There's just something about a tandoori momo that is so special. You get that char on the outside, that little bit of smoke. The chicken filling here is absolutely phenomenal. And then when you mix it with that cream, this is just like heaven in a pouch. This is so good.
Most of you know how much I love dessert, so I've been literally dreaming of these dessert momos since the beginning of this momo tour. Let's get it. Mmm. Oh God. That's so good. That's seriously amazing. I probably shouldn't have taken such a big bite, but I don't regret it. Just the flavor in the white chocolate is so good. Like maybe there's a little bit of, almost tastes a little bit like caramel. It also almost tastes a little bit like vanilla. It's just amazing quality. And then the way that momo holds it all together with that little bit of dark chocolate on top. Oh my God. I cannot wait for you to try this, Chad.
After seeing Joy's reaction, I cannot wait. I didn't know this was gonna be fried, but I can feel it in between my fingers, all crunchy and delicious, covered in chocolate. This is my kind of dessert right here. Oh my gosh. Mmm. Wow. That's one of the best desserts I've ever had. Mmm. The creaminess of the white chocolate in there is absolutely unbelievable. We kicked around, should we get the chocolate, should we get the white and black? The white and black is totally the way to go. Regular chocolate would have been amazing, but the sweet, creamy burst is just absolutely incredible. You mix in the texture of the outside of that momo, and this is something that is dangerous. I mean, I'm a big guy already. If I could get these on a regular basis, I'd be in trouble because I could eat 10 or 15 of these with absolutely no problem. Unbelievable.
We share our food with our driver at every stop, but when we found out he had never tried white chocolate, we decided to capture it on camera. What an incredible moment. Before jumping into the rest of our momo tour, we're starting the morning at the International Market of Delhi Chaat. This place is exploding with vibrant colors, textures and flavors from artisans throughout India. After the perfect cup of chai, it's time to do some shopping.
We're shooting a completely different kind of video today, but we are foodies at heart, so we're definitely gonna be eating.
One really cool thing about Delhi Chaat is there's tribal food from all over India, so we're really excited to try something new.
This food is from Nagaland, and this is chicken lollipop with all kinds of good spices and bamboo shoot and rice. So, I am really excited about this. It looks super, super interesting. I have no idea what these flavors are gonna be like. Let's try it. Very good.
I can smell the bamboo shoot on here. I'm really excited about that. In the US, there's a lot of canned bamboo shoot. I'm excited to try it fresh. That's good. I love the texture of the bamboo shoot. The chicken is very tender.
This chicken has a different flavor than anything I've ever had. Whatever spices they're using, it is not a spice I've ever had in Indian food, or any food for that matter, but it is really good.
That spice is starting to kick in. It's like a slow roll. The color on the chicken looks very, very bold, but it's not overpowering. This has like a long lasting aftertaste, I feel like. It's just kind of hanging out with you, like a flavor buddy. I like it.
The flavors are very, very pronounced, but it's also a little bit more subtle than I expected it to be. Looking at the chicken, you think it's gonna be very spicy, but it has like this slow burn that really just kind of starts to light your lips on fire, but it takes a long time to get there. This is really, really good.
After that delicious snack and a cup of saffron tea, we bought a couple of things for our friends back home.
So we are buying some coffee for me, some tea for our friends, and we're supporting the community.
But now it's time to finish our momo tour.
So we're gonna have a couple crazy momos here, but this is the one I'm really excited about. This is the Kalad Pizza Momo. So what they do is they take cheese, then they got veggies like jalapenos, onions, all kinds of stuff. Then they throw momos inside of there, fried momos and more cheese. This looks absolutely insane. Look at that bite right there. Whew, hot. Wow, it's really good.
I've seen lots of pictures on Instagram of Kalad pizza, but never with momos. Tiny little fried, perfect momos. Let's try it. That's good. So they're quality momos mixed with extra veggies and extra cheese. I mean, what could go wrong with that?
You have all these different textures going. You've got the texture of that cheese, the texture of the momo, the texture of the veggies. This is really interesting. I am loving this. I'm a big cheese lover, and this is almost like having like cheese stuffed on the inside. That's kind of what it tastes like, but you still get all these other flavors. It's absolutely amazing.
These momos are pretty big. They're bigger than I thought they would be. I thought they were gonna be teeny tiny. This has really good quality. And I love the crunch of the vegetables.
So I wasn't sure if these were just gonna be kind of like complete mush because they're fried and then they're covered in like a sauce. But this turned out absolutely fantastic. I couldn't be happier with these. This is one that I'm gonna remember for a long time.
Next up, we're here to eat this huge momo. It's gotta weigh at least 5 pounds. It's really heavy.
It's big.
I don't even know how to take a bite of this. You can just
Hamburger
bite out
style,
the
burger style it.
Oh my god, look at all the stuff inside. Lots of vegetables. There's some cheese in here.
Is that paneer?
There's paneer.
Okay, my turn.
Okay.
I'm gonna try a little bit of this momo sauce here. There's no real easy way to eat this. You just kind of have to go for it.
Ooh.
Wow.
A little spicy now too.
Wow, that momo sauce has some kick to it. The inside has some kick to it. So I kind of just thought this was gonna be a gimmick or a trick to pull people in the door, but this is actually good. I really like the crunch, the texture, the paneer in there is great, an incredible kick. This one is for sure a winner.
Absolutely, I love all the vegetables. Super creamy, really delicious.
Now it's time for sweet potato chaat. This is pretty simple. It's sweet potato and then a mixture of spices. There's dried mango powder on here. There's all kinds of good stuff. This looks pretty good. It looks very simple compared to what we've been eating, but I'm excited. There's nothing simple about that. Wow, that is an explosion of flavor I did not see coming. I wanted to try this because I really like sweet potato. But once he made it, I'll be honest, I was a little disappointed. I was like, that's it? Because the other ones, you know, it's piling up pomegranate and all the sauces and yogurt. It's just one thing after another, creating all these layers. This looks simple, but my goodness is it good. Sweet potato is nice and sweet, and then you get the lemon. And then that dry mango powder and whatever else is in there just explodes in your mouth. This is actually one of my favorite things we've eaten today.
So our last stop for tonight, there's a chaat cart, and we just asked for everything to be put on here. So we've got roasted corn, roasted lentils, roasted peanuts. There's some tomato in here, some chilies, some nice little puffs, some lemon on here. I'm tired of talking about it. Let's just eat it. Everything was a great choice. Super crunchy, really fresh with the tomatoes and those chilies. The chilies are so good. And then the seasoning they put on top of it kind of gives it a little bit of a tang, along with that fresh lemon. This is really delicious. Not super hearty, just light and delicious. I could keep eating this all day. Have it for a little snack before bed. Have some for lunch. It's really, really good.
This video is packed with phenomenal food. Let us know if you'd rather have the momos or the chaat. And as always, thank you so much for watching. If you like what you're seeing, please do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. See you next week.